In the afternoon, the first Canadian Big Four professional football game ever played south of the border was staged in Philadelphia's Municipal Stadium. The Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Ottawa Rough Riders clashed in a charity classic which benefited both the Children's Hospital and the Rehabilitation Center of Philadelphia. During halftime of the football game, the band and the Franklin Foot Guard of the 111th put on a demonstration of precision marching. Officers of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police who had participated in the weekend of festivities passed in review. Then, the pipes and drums and the Captain's Guard of the Black Watch presented military pageantry and review. On the playing field, the Black Watch and the 111th faced each other, with the commanding officers prepared to exchange gifts. Colonel White, regimental commander of the 111th, presented to the Black Watch Regiment a gavel made from wood of the White House that was burned during the War of 1812. Colonel William A. Wood, Jr., commanding officer, 3rd Battalion, Black Watch, presented the McTeer Dirk, a dagger-type weapon, to the 111th Infantry Regiment. The weekend of festivities with the distinguished Canadian guests served a useful purpose. That is over now, and the 111th has the continuing responsibility of keeping battle trained. This hallowed ground is Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, where the 111th engages in a combat simulated maneuver. Here at the 1st Battalion Command Post, Colonel Glenn J. Doman, Battalion Commander, checks last-minute details of the maneuver forces before the attack begins. Modern communications equipment coordinates the entire exercise, and then the attack commences. Every effort is directed here toward a realistic training period. Blank ammunition is used. Casualties are simulated to test the speed and efficiency of the corpsmen. This type of training may one day prevent in combat the loss of a leg or an arm or a life. And so it is. The citizen soldiers of Philadelphia and surrounding vicinity who make up the 111th Infantry Regiment of the Pennsylvania National Guard keep combat trained by sacrificing their weekends and evenings and by dedicating their efforts to training on behalf of the nation's defense. Later that same afternoon at Valley Forge, elements of the regiment passed in review for the many visitors and for the reviewing party. Colonel White, regimental commander, General Biddle, Pennsylvania National Guard. General Franklin P. Haller, retired, former commanding officer of the 111th, and General Arthur D. Kemp, Pennsylvania National Guard. The occasion of this review was to commemorate the 181st anniversary of this same regiment setting up winter headquarters on this same Valley Forge terrain during the Revolutionary War. Valley Forge, or the Argonne, Gettysburg, or Kwajalein Island, the 111th Infantry has proved to the nation that it is ever ready to take up arms in defense of our declared freedoms.
You have just seen the story of a tradition and a regiment. Typical and representative of many similar National Guard and U.S. Army Reserve organizations throughout our country. The 111th has a long and distinguished record of service. Through the years, it has been made up of officers and men who are dedicated civilian soldiers, voluntarily contributing their spare time to military training in the interests of the preparedness of our country, and if necessary, the defense of your community. Now, this is Sergeant Stuart Queen, your host for The Big Picture.
The Big Picture is an official report for the armed forces and the American people. Produced by the Army Pictorial Center. Presented by the Department of the Army in cooperation with this station.